Brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV, and today we're in Tucson, Arizona at Guild Mortgage with Carlos Garcia of eXp Realty. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day and joining me on Real Estate Pros.
Yeah, good to be here. Hi, everybody. I'm from Tucson, so I'm here every day. But yeah,
I drove down this morning.
Thanks to Lister Pros for making it down here today and taking the time for this interview, so appreciate it.
Sure. So we'll give you an opportunity for those watching that don't necessarily know who you are. Let's give a little bit of background about yourself. What interested you in getting into real estate? What did you do prior? And we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, so yeah, Carlos Garcia, and I'm with eXp Realty, and I've been a licensed realtor since November of 2017. Prior to that, I worked for a company called Intuit Inc., which is a well-known software company. They do TurboTax and QuickBooks. And I was a customer care agent, tier 2, tier 3 specialist, and moved into training. And, left that company in August of 2017. And, I got my license and became a realtor in November. So the reason really is just I've always had a passion. Realty, real estate was something I've always been interested in since I was like in my 20s. And then I found myself being, 35 and, liking my job, but liking more of the benefits as opposed to what I was doing. And I just felt like it was time for me to go out there and try something that I really wanted to do. And, I'm glad that I took the risk. It was a huge risk for me, for my family.
Sure.
But really happy with it. It took some time, but the wheels are turning and they're starting to move pretty fast. So super happy.
So fairly new into real estate, but jumping in with 2 feet. So what have been some of the I guess kind of surprises or things that you didn't anticipate when you first got your license or jumped in? Just trying to stump you this.
There's like, so what maybe so what was like, it's a learning curve, right? You go to real estate school to learn what you need to get your license. Once you got your license and you're signed up with the brokerage, then it's like, okay, well now how do I actually find clients, and how do I actually find people that want to buy a house or sell a house? And so it just took mentors, right? So Jeff Hannon is my mentor with eXp Realty. Gabriel Morales, Al Padilla, they're also with eXp Realty, and they really guided me on, hey, this is how you chase down leads, lead generation every day, 20 calls a day, and, handing out business cards. And so, at first I'm doing this stuff and it's like, okay, when is this going to pay off? And now, like, I am seeing the fruits of that labor pay off in a big way. So, that was one big thing, is like, okay, how do I get clients? And then from there, once you got clients and you're doing deals, you're really learning about contracts, negotiations, repairs, closing, escrow. It's
the whole process.
So you really you got to do it to really learn it, and you can't be afraid of making a mistake, because you are going to make mistakes. And unfortunately, I'll be honest, I've made a couple, but it's a learning process, and I'd rather make a mistake and learn from it than be afraid and never get anywhere.
Right, like you said, coming out of real estate school, they kind of teach you the legalities of real estate, what encroachment is, and stuff like that.
They teach you how to pass the test.
They don't really teach you about building a business around real estate. So it's really important to have mentors and different guys that help you.
Absolutely.
Kind of show you the roadmap of the activities that you can do on a daily basis, especially being a newer agent. Especially if you don't, like, if you grew up in the area, you have a sphere of influence, you may have contacts and people that you can talk to, but you have to have those daily activities and stay committed to them if you want to
Yeah.
last long term. But like you said, those things that you're doing, 5-6 months ago are starting to pay off.
Yep.
As time goes on.
Yeah.
So, one question I'll ask you: why did you ultimately choose EXP Realty? We know there's a ton of options of brokerage out there.
Yeah.
Why EXP?
So EXP made sense for me, and I had some friends that were already part of that brokerage. Interviewed with other brokerages, but they just didn't offer what I feel are great benefits that EXP offers. The commission splits are great. You start out as an 80-20 split, and then you can work your way into where you're getting 100% of the gross, of your side of the commission. And then there's revenue sharing, and then they offer discounts on their stock. So they have a publicly traded stock that does pretty well, and you can buy that stock at a pretty good discount, and so you're basically making money right there off the bat. And so that just made sense to me, and that's why I chose EXP. It's worked out.
So right now, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months into the business, what are the activities that you focus on right now that are big business drivers of yours?
What I focus on most is buyers, finding buyers, finding people who want to buy homes. I feel like I can connect better with the buyer who's out there needing help finding a house, negotiating a contract. I feel like I have more to offer than versus I feel like I have a lot to offer to someone who wants to sell their house, but those people who want to sell their house tend to not want to sell it through an agent because of the cost involved with an agent.
Right.
So, those I'll take on a referral, right? A friend of mine referred me to this guy in Vail. I'm like, hey, I'll help you sell your house. We negotiated a fair deal on the commission, and hey, 10 days later, he's got a cash offer, and he's going to be able to get out of his house and move on to his new house, and so I'm able to help him. But I just find like with a buyer, I can connect better with them. They see more of the value that I offer, and I feel like that's a better path for me to be successful.
Right, and you also mentioned lead generation, because we know with you gotta real estate agents kind of a numbers, or the real estate business is numbers game, right? So you gotta be continually generating the leads. So what are some of the big lead sources that you've found, or things that help where to find the leads? I know there's like Zillow leads. There's all kinds of sources.
Yeah. So for me, what has worked really well is sphere of influence. Friends from my previous employer at Intuit, family members, people that I just meet out of since I've been a realtor who turn up to later need to buy a house. So that's been really good for me, but that's not the only source for me. Social media is huge. And then also I host buyer workshops around town to, for first-time home buyers who have questions, and
kind of educate them on the process and how it's
try to get them educated a little bit, get them started on the right foot. Knowing what to expect, and so those have been big drivers for me in generating leads.
And when it comes to Facebook, we know that there's all kinds of strategies that you can throw out there in the social media realm. What are the things that you found to engage more or be more successful when it comes to like a Facebook strategy around being a real estate agent?
Well, every realtor that I know has a Facebook page, and that's great. But if you're gonna have a Facebook page, you gotta provide content and you gotta provide value, and you gotta keep it up to date. So that for me, I think kind of is where I push myself to not just, okay, here's a Facebook page, come like my page. I want to give you a reason to like my page. But Facebook is kind of a small part, as one part of it. I also use Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Snapchat. Whenever I'm showing a house, just when I got here, I'm snapping, hey, I'm gonna do this this interview with Lister Pros.
Yeah.
And then everybody following me on Snap is like, oh, hey, Carlos is showing a house. Carlos is closing a deal. Carlos is doing this interview, and it just kind of keeps it in their head that, hey, Carlos is a realtor. So whenever that time comes for them or they know somebody, right, I'm at the top of mind.
Sure.
So yeah, those are Instagram. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not as active on Instagram as
You
I
haven't
am
abandoned Snapchat for Instagram yet. That's
no.
It seems like that's what a lot of people did over the last year or two when they came out with Instagram stories. They ripped off Snapchat, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The stories.
Yeah, this whole social
thing.
media. I kind of just gotten into that game since I've been a realtor. I was never on social media until I became a realtor. So yeah, the whole Instagram, Snapchat. I got both. Snapchat is where I'm at. Usually, I'll put some stuff on Instagram when I have time. But yeah.
Cool, man. So, if you, what advice would you give to a brand new agent that's getting say they just got their license today, it's day one. What advice would you give them to find success early in their career?
Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail, and failure is going to happen, and it's just going to get you one step closer to success. So that's my advice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What do you like most about living in Tucson?
The heat.
The heat?
Yeah.
You like the heat? You like
I love
to sweat
the heat.
out?
I love it. No.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Tucson is when it's not hot, it's nice. It's nice here when it's not hot outside, and I love to golf. I love to be outdoors, so that's huge.
And they got plenty of golf courses around here. So.
Yeah, they got plenty of golf
courses. That's a sweet ringtone, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to have you send that one over to me.
All right, yeah, I'll share that ringtone with you.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. If a buyer or a potential buyer or seller is watching this, how does somebody go about getting a hold of you?
Oh, well, you can call me and I'll get that nice lovely ringtone. My phone number 520-342-4927. I'm on Facebook at Los Sells Your Home is my Facebook page. And Snapchat, I'm at Los Garcia 82. So you can find me in all of those locations. Give me a call.
Cool. All right, awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.
All right.
We will see you guys on the next episode.
We'll see you later. Bye.